Jumbo listeners, and welcome to the Platform Daily podcast, diving into the pulse of our nation's issues. Today, we're unpacking a hot topic trending across Kenya's X feeds, the so-called Singapore Dream. From President Ruto's private jet sparking memes to calls for Singapore-style governance, what's the real deal? Can Kenya emulate Singapore's efficiency? And at what cost to our rights and society?
It's great to be here, tackling this loaded comparison. Let's dive in. Kenyans on X are buzzing with satire. Ruto's Gulfstream jet, costing millions per hour, gets labeled Singapore standards, yet folks are struggling with debt and corruption. What is the Singapore governance model that leaders keep pointing to?
Singapore's model is a tightly run ship. It's a parliamentary democracy with a twist, often called soft authoritarian. Since 1965, the People's Action Party has dominated, using meritocracy, anti-corruption laws, and long-term planning to turn a tiny island into a global powerhouse. Think zero-tolerance corruption. Officials face jail and fines under their Prevention of Corruption Act. The judiciary is independent but leans toward the ruling party. And laws like the Internal Security Act allow detention without trial. It's efficient, with per capita GDP over $80,000, public housing for 80% of citizens, and top-notch infrastructure. But it comes at a cost. Freedom of speech and assembly are heavily restricted. Amnesty International flags issues like activist prosecutions and corporal punishment. It's order over liberty, rooted in their Asian values philosophy.
That sounds worlds apart from Kenya. Our 2010 constitution pushes devolution, a bill of rights, and multi-party democracy. Yet, we're grappling with 252 million shilling bursary thefts and protest crackdowns. How does Kenya's governance stack up?
Kenya's system is younger and messier, but grounded in democratic ideals. The constitution splits power across the executive, legislature, and judiciary, with devolution to 47 counties to curb ethnic favoritism. Legally, we've got progressive rights, freedom of expression, equality, fair hearings, but in practice, corruption's rampant. Kenya ranks 126th on Transparency International's Corruption Index versus Singapore's 3rd. Our Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission lacks teeth, unlike Singapore's CPIB, which prosecutes elites fearlessly. Human rights abuses like police killings during 2023 protests violate our own laws and international standards. Societally, Kenya's ethnic diversity fuels patronage, unlike Singapore's managed multiculturalism. Our GDP per capita stuck at $2,000, with 70% debt to GDP, choking growth.
That gap's stark. Online, Kenyans mock their Singapore talk because of this disconnect. Luxury jets versus empty wallets. Why is Kenya so different, historically and structurally?
It's about starting points and scale. Singapore, a 728-kilometer squared city-state, had no resources post-1965, so Lee Kuan Yew doubled down on human capital and foreign investment, curbing freedoms to avoid racial riots. Kenya's 580,000 squared, with 42 ethnic groups, inherited a colonial legacy of divide and rule. Leaders like Kenyatta and Moi leaned into ethnic politics, breeding corruption over unity. Singapore's small size allows total control, think surveillance and planning. Kenya's diversity demands negotiation, but that often slips into gridlock or violence. Our 2010 constitution fights authoritarianism, unlike Singapore's, which entrenches one-party rule. Culturally, Kenyans value uhuru, freedom, while Singaporeans trade liberties for prosperity.
So, can Kenya borrow from Singapore without losing our democratic soul? From a legal and human rights perspective, what works and what's off limits?
Absolutely, we can cherry pick. Adopt Singapore's meritocracy, transparent civil service hiring, like their Public Service Commission, aligns with our Constitution's equity principles. Strengthen the EACC to mirror Singapore's CPIB, with real prosecutorial power to save billions lost to graft. Affordable housing, like Singapore's HDB flats, could house millions if we streamline land and subsidies, respecting property rights. But skip their illiberal playbook. Detention without trial violates our fair hearing laws and risks ICC scrutiny. Curbing speech like their POFMA would kill our vibrant media and protests, which drive accountability. One-party dominance? That's a non-starter. Our multi-party system and judicial independence are non-negotiable for our diverse society.
Well said. Kenya is not Singapore, nor should it be. The jet memes remind us, aspirations fine, but we need grounded reforms that respect our rights and diversity. Thanks for joining us. That's it for today. Join us next time as we dig into more trends shaping our nation. Follow us on X for updates and share your thoughts. Kwaheri.
The platform, beyond conversations on people and events, plunge into how these narratives mold justice, safeguard your rights, and reshape society, encouraging a quest for profound truths to drive enduring transformation.